Hey guys, it's Eric, EIC 1990 here. Um, I wanted to make a deck profile for my Dragon Link deck that I've been taking the locals lately. Last locals I actually did play sixth. I did pretty well, so I just want to show you guys what I'm working with and see what you guys think. Alright, so let me separate this. Monsters. Sorry, I had did it backwards. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start. So first off, I'm playing three of these Noctivision Dragon. Um, I'm playing. One of my friends asked me if why I was playing three because he wanted to play it. He's going to play one. Well, I was thinking I like to open with this card as much as possible because when you open with this and another monster's link summon, you can easily just go off from there. And if your opponent does happen to draw you when you search your Striker Dragon, you at least already have a monster on board and the Striker Dragon. So you just go into Predator Plant and make Dragoons. So, and then you may not get the draw, but at least you get the monster out. So, yeah, so three of those. Uh, Three Rocket Tracers. The rocket engine is so broken. I just really like it. I was trying to make it with a Blue Eyes engine, but I kept breaking Blue Eyes, so I tried cutting it to two at first, and then I just ended up just playing the White Stone and the Blue Eyes at two, and I don't know, I just felt it was more underwhelming compared to this, so I just switched over, and of course, two of the Rocket Rechargers. Um, and the one Rocket Synchro, and that's it for the Rocket engine. And then I also play one Omni Brotar. It's really good. I like the fact that you can come back from the graveyard or out of your hand whenever your monster's destroyed. Of course, the white and black dragons. You can only play one for one each. And then I'm also playing one Star Leash. I don't know. I like it at one, but I'm thinking I may bump it up to two because of the fact that it's a light target. I still play testing it, but I like it at one too as well. Absorb Rooter at one. Now I'm trying this Galactic Spiral Dragon. It's pretty good. It's a free monster. I mean, if it's in the graveyard in your hand, as long as you have two light or dark dragon monsters, you can special summon it. So either from your hand or graveyard. But of course, after you bring it out this way, it's banished when it leaves the field. So you can overlay it and it goes back to the graveyard and use it next turn. The one Chaos Levineer. And then the one Chaos Emperor. I love this card. This card just, oh my god, it just makes so many things possible. I was playing my friend the other day and I had no cards in my hand, no cards on the field, and a little bit of cards in my graveyard, and one banished Noctivision Dragon. And I top decked into this and it just kept starting my combo. Like it was activated, add the Noctivision back, special summon it by banishing two, special summon the Noctivision, link them both off, draw card. And then just the fact that it doesn't go to the graveyard, it goes back to the deck is cool too, because you could just search it again later. It's not like it's hard to search in this deck. The one Red Eyes Darkness Metal. I don't play the Black Metal Dragon, because, yeah, if it goes, I get the Red Eyes Metal, but, you know, after that, my combo kind of like, I mean, if I don't have any other extenders, it just keeps being two monsters, so I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Maybe I might try one. Of course, Dark Magician and Red Eyes, because I'm playing the Predator Plant engine. So that and Red Eyes Fusion. And then also for my hand traps, I am playing Triple Lancia. This card is just so good. Plus, it's great because it's light target. So I use it on my opponent's turn, make it so they can't banish cards, and then I can banish it in my graveyard for, like, you know, my Black Dragon, or for another monster like my Magical Chaos Dragon or my Chaos Emperor Dragon. And then three Nibiru, just, you know, for the combo decks. I feel like I lose more to combo based decks. I've been able to get through a lot of like spells and traps on the field. I can pop some of them, and then you just have so much advantage after when you go through cards. It's just ridiculous. And plus it's a light monster, so that's mainly why I use it. I don't know. Chaos. I guess I could use Ghost Dagger. Three World Legacy Guardians, because it's so good. Three Quick Launch, also a good card, because if I don't open with the monster, I can summon. I can always use this to start my combo. Eventually, I'll get a normal summon off. Three Chaos Space. Oh, I love this card. It's great for baiting cards like um, Ash Blossom and Throwing Lot. Of course, it hurts more so when it's the only card that you have to search in your hand. But like if you have other cards that with better ways to search or other things to go off, it's best to just start with this combo. This great card. And then plus, when you mill it off the magical drain, it's not so bad because in the graveyard it also lets you grab monsters back and draw a card from your deck. And then one red eye fusion, of course. So playing red eyes and dark magician. One monster reborn. One called by the grave. Boost sector launch and dragon's ravine and imperial order. Now my deck is 41 cards. I did just add the imperial order because I feel like spells kind of hurt when an opponent goes off. So I'd rather go all set my board. If I have the imperial order, set it, and then my opponent can't activate any spell cards in response to my board. I only got it off like maybe once or twice at the at the locals, but yeah, it's okay. It works. Now for my extra deck, the one red is Dark Dragoon, of course. Borrowlord Savage Dragon, love this card. Chaos Ruler, the chaotic magical dragon. This card is like so good. It lets you excavate 5 cards and you pick one light or dark monster among them and add to your hand. The rest go over the graveyard. It's so amazing. I haven't maybe like once or twice it had bad mill, but every other time it was just incredible. And the fact that it comes back is ridiculous. And of course, this card too, Red Hot Red Dragon Arcane Abyss. That card's so great. And also, I just realized too that if you like happen to get Forbidden Droplet, you can, and you have a set of quick play spell card, like let's say Quick Launch or Call by the Grave, and when your opponent discards their cards from their graveyard, from their hand to their graveyard to negate your cards, you know they're gonna send a monster. So you can activate your Call by the Grave to negate that monster if it's called up by the grave, and banish that monster, and at that same time, you can now respond with this card in response to the Call by the Grave, because your opponent never sends a spell card to the graveyard for it. They usually send a monster and a trap. So if you have a face down card, they don't usually send a monster. A spell. Now, if they do send a trap, then you happen to have this face down, you just activate it. Fuck it. It's our problem solved. But, yeah, unless you control 3 monsters in hand. Yeah, that's different, but whatever. But then you can then change his effect after you activate your face down, Call by Grave to negate their droplet. And nothing gets negated, and the monsters don't get their attack to help. Since you see I played that other monster, I also put this in for my rank 8. It's great for protection against cards like Dragoons, and it's also great for cards like Dragoons, because it doesn't target and it just sends it to the graveyard. So I don't care if it's protected from destruction or targeting, it doesn't do either. Double Striker Dragon, I know most people play 3, but honestly I only need the 2. Especially, that's really why I don't like playing the Red Eyes Metal play, because that is when you need the third one, because you do banish one or do something and then keep going with your combo. But that's also why I maxed out on the Noctivision Dragon, so in that way I don't need it as much. Of course, Gardrican, LP, and Pisty. These cards are so good. Me and my friend argue, and I don't think either of these cards are too overpowered, because once you have to have them both on the field, either here or have another monster pointing another zone in order to use their effects, and 2, one pulls out from the deck and one pulls out from the grave. One pulls out from the deck or their hand, and the other one pulls out from the grave and the banish from. Yeah, I guess they can recycle things, and you can pull out things faster, but I was arguing with my friend, I'm like, that just adds consistency to the dragon deck. The issue is that the Eclipse Rhymer got banned. I get why. It's pretty ridiculous. You send it to the graveyard, you banish one monster, and it stays out of the way for a while, and then until you want to banish your cards in the graveyard and get it back, then it's safe from everything until you decide, okay, I'm going to banish those 2 cards and add it back to my hand, and then I'm going to use it. It's really good. I get that's more of a, I can just drop it whenever I want. This is more so increased consistency, because this will pull it out onto the field, whereas at that point you can deal with it with something that can negate it or destroy it or just get rid of it in general. And same with this. Whereas with the other case, the banish is safe here, and the other one's is safe in the graveyard, because you're not going to banish it unless you banish it right away when it activates the effect. But then again, it will activate after it gets banished to get that monster right away. So that card's just too broken. I think these 2 are just fine though. I don't think they're overly powered. And then I also play one Heavenly Spheres, one Predator Plant Anaconda, so I can play my Red Eyes Darkness Metal, my Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, Dragoonity Knight Romulus. Love playing this or my search my ravines. Um, I also play Appaloosa. That was a book. It's like I was thinking about it, and like I don't really have many plays to like get to my fifth summon by playing a monster that can negate Nibiru. And so I put it in because it is pretty easy for me to get 4 monsters on the board for my fifth summon, and then go Appaloosa, and then continue my combo afterwards. So yeah, I figured it's better than Surgery. Um, Lord Sword Dragon, because this also can deal with dragoons if they've already negated for the turn. If I can play it afterwards, I can just run it over and make them take 3,000. And then if they have nothing else, I can switch another monster I can turn defensible and end the game because they'll have 7,000 attack points at that point. So, great card. And then my last card is the Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. This card, when I tell you this card is just amazing. I actually played it during the tournament. My opponent had summoned a 4 negate Appaloosa off of the Masquerade, the IP Masquerade. And so, it can't be targeted by card effects or destroyed by card effects. One of the two, I can't remember. And so I'm like, okay, and I open with Boost Sector Launch, 2 Rocket Monsters, Noctivision Dragon, and I draw into Absolute Router. And so I go and activate Ball, whatever. And then I special summon my 2 monsters. I try to activate Noctivision, he negates it. So then I special summon Absolute Router, and then I use his monster and my 3 monsters to play her. And I continue my turn off that. It just, it dealt with her so easily, and I didn't have to worry about the other 3 negates. And I was before battle phase, so I managed to OTK him by the end of the turn as well. This card's just so great. It's big, and it also negates graveyard effects, and no card effects can affect it unless they specifically target it. And nowadays, everyone, because of Dragoons, has card effects that don't target shit. So it's just really good for the format right now. So I just really like it. So that's my main deck and my extra deck, and then I'll show you guys what I played in my side. I think my side did pretty well. I lost once because I really just didn't argue with the guy about the ruling of Dragoons and Predator Plant. You're not supposed to be able to send Dark Magician to any effect Dragon Monster to the graveyard for Red Eyes Fusion when you use it. You're just supposed to send Red Eyes and another monster that fuses with it. It's called Red Eyes Fusion, not Dark Magician Fusion. If it was called Dark Magician Fusion, then yeah, you can send Dark Magician to any other dragon. But because it's Red Eyes Fusion and it specifically states that it has to have a Red Eyes card listed on it, you have to fuse the Red Eyes card. Otherwise, if you're using the dragon part, it's not reading as a Red Eye, so you can't fuse it with Red Eyes. So yeah, so you have to play the 2 bricks. So I tried to argue with him, and he said the other argument that I thought was valid, but it was my fault. I should have called Judge. And then I tied because I ran out of time, so whatever. So if I hadn't messed those 2 things up, I would have been undefeated. That's why I'm just really happy with how this deck ran. I also played 3 of these in my extra deck, me and my side deck. I did side them in at one point, but I don't know. I guess I might change these. I don't know yet. I guess the mirror match, I guess they might be good, but like I don't know. I have to still play test a little more. I don't know how I feel about these yet. Droll Lock third at 3 is my next one. I really like Droll Lock. I was maining it, and then I took it out for the Artifact Nancy because it was on my side, and put this in my side instead because I needed more light targets. But I also have like little ideas that I'm gonna play in my deck, so I might put these back in once I get those cards. But we will see. I do like these in the side though, and I would sign them in. I didn't draw them, but they're great cards. 3 Dark Ruin no more because I really just can't deal with Shadow's Law all the time. Shadow's Window is just a bitch, and then so are the other cards. So this card is great against them. I may not be able to hit them, but if I can set up a board and destroy their board, then they won't be able to stop me. And then on my following turn, I can kill them. 3 of the Cosmic Cyclones because it's just a great card. It just gets rid of the problem. It banishes it. It doesn't send it to the graveyard. And against Eldritch, you just need to get rid of it. Just banish it. I didn't play Harpy's Feathers in my side deck because I just didn't have room. And then I also played 3 of these. I'm trying this out still. I haven't really like drawn it into it yet. I did actually, but my opponent's good because he couldn't do much. But this card, oh no, actually I did get to play it. Yeah, I did actually. And oh wait, no, he played the downshift. Either way, I did like this card. This card was great. Well, I didn't really get to play it, but I really like the idea because it banishes all cards for the turn. It's like a one-turn microcosmos. And for the most part, if I set up my board and then hit this phase out on their turn, activate during their draw phase, I doubt, like, if I set up a real board, it's really hard for them to deal with it. And like I said, I do play the Chaos Emperor Dragon, so like my cards will just come back later because they're all dragons pretty much. So I don't really mind too much if they do happen to get banished because it's okay. Well, I got the answer for that. So whatever. So yeah, that was my deck, my Rocket Dragon Link profile. I don't have the Dragon Maids cards, so I don't play them. I was thinking about them. Maybe if I get one of the Dragon Maids, Chamber Maids, and like two, and then I'm one mind buying two tidings and one of the other. I forgot the spell's name, but yeah, I wouldn't mind buying them if I can get one. But we'll see. All right, YouTube. This is EDIC1990. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. I'm gonna be posting more videos up, and as I open packs and try my decks out of locals, and let you guys know how I do and what I'm thinking. Thank you guys. Have a good night.